Hey everybody, welcome back to the Henry Disc Golf channel. Today we are out at Bevier Park with the Zone SS. We are going to do a Zone SS review. Super excited for this one. Let's have some fun. Oh, that's high.
Oh. Good.
Good.
Good putt.
Oh, got it through the small gap. That's beautiful. Drop, 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 drop. Zone SS. Ooh, ah, pretty. Welcome to hole one. Hole one is a 190-foot par 3. It's basically straight ahead of us here. I'm going to go sidearm with it off the tee. I have thrown one round of disc golf with this disc so far. Other than that, we'll have some fun today. Ooh, nose up. Not too bad. So we made it up to where the Zone SS went up. Actually, it wasn't too bad, even though it was really nose up. Of course, I'm going to be putting with my AVR, but I will see how the Zone putts here in a second. Get him. Oh, too low. Here we are on hole number 2. Hole number 2 is a 305-foot par 3. It is straight down their way. We are going to see legitimately how straight this is on backhand. I'm going to try my best to throw it flat, and we will throw it hard and see if we can make it all the way down to the basket. Got a little flip out of it. I was thinking I was going to ace. Holy cow. Here are the results of the Zone SS drive. It is past pin high by about 6 or 7 feet. We have a nice look at birdie here. There it is. Straight. Welcome to hole 3. Hole 3 is a 250-foot par 3. It is straight ahead, just have to miss the tree in the middle. We are going to go ahead and throw the disc that we're going to throw here, being the Zone SS. We're going to throw it a little bit on the wide side, just see how far left it goes on a little bit of hyzer. Wow, parked. Absolutely parked. The thing is surprisingly straight. I will probably say that a couple more times today. Only just because it has a Zone name on it. To be completely honest, it's a different disc, especially handful-wise. It's a little bit different, but it's so good so far. I almost aced with it on my 4th throw with it on my last round that I played with my buddy. So it's such a good disc. This is definitely a don't hit your head while you pick up your disc type of tap in for another birdie. 3 in a row. Here we are on hole number 4. Hole number 4 is a 262-foot par 3. It is straight ahead. We have a couple of different options for a gap. This is a point in time where I really have to decide if I want to try to throw it on an ante line or if I want to try to throw it straight through the gap here. I think I'm going to throw it on the ante line, kind of see how much turn this thing has on some anhyzer, because I don't think I've thrown that shot with it yet to this point of me throwing it. Okay, so I put probably a little bit too much ante on it and popped it down a bit too much, but it wasn't bad. Definitely wasn't getting the, pretty sure my brother used a little bit more height, but my brother Jesse was throwing it on some anhyzer shots and was getting some really nice pans with it. But of course he didn't have as low of a ceiling as I'm throwing here. So with that being said, I'm excited for hole 11 because that'll give it another test on a little bit of ante with the gap that we need to throw over there. Since we're well outside the circle, I'm going to go ahead and throw the Zone SS on an approach, little sidearm approach shot here. See how close we can run this to the basket. Oh, way nose up. Why was that so nose up out of the hand? Twice I've done that sidearm. Not too sure why. All right, this putt is pretty close to circle's edge, but we're going to go ahead and go with our putter because I think it's well inside of putting range. Ooh, a little high. Bogey. No pars so far on the round. We've taken birdie, 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 bogey, but we're about to play hole 5 and probably get a par there. Here we are on hole number 5. Hole number 5 is a 400-foot par 3. It is way down there. Sidewalk and walking path on or over is OB. We're going to go ahead and take the Zone SS here. Try to throw it down through the gap. We do have a bit of a right to left wind. So hopefully we don't toss it on too much hyzer and throw it OB. Oh, flipped up. Kick down. So we made it up to the drive. Left here probably with close to 200 feet in. Like I said, a pretty big right to left wind. I kind of want to throw this sidearm, but at the same time, I think I'm going to go backhand. I'm kind of curious on if I accidentally popped it over a little bit too much into the wind and it just forced it down, or if it is a little bit more flippy than I thought. The wind's definitely holding that over a bit. I babied it. Still outside the circle, I think. I'm going to go ahead and go with a little sidearm approach. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and try to run this putt with the Zone. That's pretty good. I didn't expect much. It's a bit windy out today. That is a 4. So 3 birdies, 2 bogeys, still no pars. Hole 6 is a 246-foot par 3. It is straight ahead. I say that about every hole. We just have to miss some trees. We're going to try to just flex the Zone SS over just a little bit and then have it hyzer back towards the basket, missing all the trees, hopefully. Okay. I'm trying to think. I don't know if that was the wind or if it was me. It was definitely me. I put it on a little bit more anhyzer than I was thinking I needed to, but the wind's kind of like a tail crosswind and just held it. So it's up there. Unfortunately, you guys didn't get to see much of the flight, but it's up there. So like I said, we had a pretty decent throw. Just wound up holding the angle a little bit more than I anticipated. Left here with about a 25 footer. Apparently I can putt today, that's good. Welcome to hole 7. Hole 7 is a 232-foot par 3. It is straight ahead. We do have a bunch of trees to miss. There is a mando on the tree right here. Tried to raise you guys up so hopefully you can see the basket. I'm going to go with the Zone SS. Keep it on the inside of the mando tree, put it on a little bit of hyzer, and just try to see if we can cruise it up to the basket there. Nose up. After being nose up and fighting through some stuff, it didn't wind up in too bad of a spot. I think we're probably outside circle just by a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead and putt with the AVR here. Try to see if I can give it a run at the basket. We do have a headwind putt here. Hyzer behind the basket. Pretty decent. For fun. See how the zone putts in that same wind. Off the top. Actually hit the number plate. Should be a routine tap in for a par. Knowing me, I'm going to miss this because of the fact that I haven't taken a par yet on the round. There it is. Not a bad run. Here we are on hole number 8. Hole number 8 is a 262-foot par 3. Basically goes through the gap here and then just pushes left the whole way. With the way the brush and everything has grown up, I can't have you guys see the basket anymore, so I figured I'd let you guys see a little bit more of the fairway this time. Of course, going with the Zone SS, just gonna put this on some hyzer, try to have it coast over to the left. Ooh, a little tight. Oh, that got through. Did I air it all the way to the basket? I probably did. Normally I have to throw something hard and a little low to get a skip with a regular zone. That one just kept in the air the whole time. I'm excited to see where that finished. So here's where the disc wound up. Definitely got more left than I think I've ever gotten on this hole before. That is very surprising. I guess a slightly more understable disc on a little bit more hyzer with a bit more height. Pushes farther left than an overstable disc. Thrown, I guess, flatter and harder, which is weird. But that's where it is. Figured I'd talk before I get back there because I wanted you guys to see me versus not see me with the brush. All right. We definitely have a look. Oh, it was high. That was high too, so I guess it was me. So we made it to hole 9. Hole 9 is a 218-foot par 3. Basically, it just goes out and then curves over to the right. I'm debating throwing this backhand and or forehand. So what I may do is play the hole one way, come back and play it again the other way. I think we're going to go backhand first, then we'll do sidearm second. Okay, so that was turning pretty good, and then wound up just kind of slowly coming out of it, hit some stuff, and dropped down. We are probably pin high, if not a little bit further than that, quite a bit left. So this throw wasn't too shabby. Came through the big gap, wound up clipping this stuff and dropping down here. Have a look at it too, but it is a straddle. And it is keeping everything high because of the stuff in front of me. Ding. Nope, and that's my normal high putt. I don't think I'll be in frame on this next toss, but should just be a tap in 3. Yep. All right, take 2 on the hole, this time sidearm. That was a good shot. A little bit more right than what I wanted, but honestly not bad. Definitely a better look at a putt than the last one. Ooh, so close. We have made it halfway through the course, so a quick score update. It'll be down on the bottom. We've taken 5, 4 birdies, 2 bogeys, 3 pars, 4, a down 2 as of right now. This is again another hole that I can go either backhand or forehand. We are on hole 10. Hole 10 is a 232-foot par 3. It goes out and then just slowly curves over to the right, just because I think that I like the line a little bit better backhand with this shot. I'm going to go backhand, but I am curious on how this thing does forehand on this hole. I'm debating if I'll do another double take on the hole. Oh, if that goes in, I will not do a double take though. Oh, I think it hazarded off a little bit. Good throw. So that was a pretty darn good drive. Did hyzer off a little bit, which I am perfectly fine with, to be completely honest. Pin high, right at about a 15 to 18 footer. Jerry, you babied it. I had to say 15 to 18 footer, so I guaranteed myself a miss. All right, screw it. We're gonna do a double take on this hole. Definitely quite a bit shorter. We're gonna go with a little sidearm run here. Whew, that was so close. Sidearm run. Got it with Bevier. Here we are with hole 11. Hole 11 is a 303-foot par 3. You have different lines that you can choose to go here. I go with the Annie line. It's a little turnover. Let's let the disc coast over. Let's see how the Zone SS is at that line. As we've seen a couple times today, it's pretty good, but I'm really excited for this one, especially after hole 4. Ooh, clip the branches, but that's looking pretty good still. Definitely got shorted because of clipping those branches, but been a little bit lower. It'd have been perfect. So the zone came up way shorter than what I was hoping for. We have an opportunity for a sidearm approach here though. I'm gonna try a little bit of a flexor. Just try to see if we can run the basket. I'm actually trying to run the basket on these. Whew! Running the basket I was. That was so good. A little bit of pop and just came out of it nicely. So the one thing that does happen when you try to run the basket is unfortunately you run deep. But this should be pretty routine par here. Jerry, not popping the disc up high enough. All right, taking a bogey. It's fine, we got a couple of birdieable holes left to finish out. Welcome to hole 12. Hole 12 is a 213-foot par 3, as you guys can see in the corner of the screen there. We are gonna go ahead and throw the Zone SS. Oh wow, what a revelation, throwing the Zone SS. The Zones. We're just gonna try to put this on a little bit of hyzer and squeeze it down through the trees. Oh, I thought that was full-on ace run. Well, the Zone still winds up getting inside the circle. Well, I should say the Zone SS winds up getting inside the circle. If that tree happens to be missing some point in time later in the future, it wasn't me, I didn't do it. Left here with right about a 22 footer. Straddle putt because of the tree in front of me. See if we can put this in. Wow. I am such a baby. Such a baby. A par on that easy of a hole always sucks. Hole 13 is a 262-foot par 3. It just goes straight down the gap and then hyzers off to the left a little bit. Of course, we were going with the Zone SS. This actually probably is perfect hole for this disc. Just going to throw it out straight and flat, a little bit of hyzer angle on it, and then just have it hook up towards the end of it. Oh, and it got knocked down by the tree branches. Ah! Like, don't get me wrong. I know that I threw it a little bit wider than what I wanted, but like the height was just about perfect. And normally I can fight through that stuff with most of the stuff I throw. I throw Lunas through it all the time. Like, how come it didn't fight through? So here's where these zones contact. Alright, little straddle putt. Here we are on hole 14. Hole 14 is a 249-foot par 3. It is straight ahead. It's got a mist and trees. I'm debating if I want to throw this on the anhyzer and try to have it swing, or if I want to try to throw it through the hyzer gap. I think I'm going to go anhyzer just because I think it's a better shot. Here we are on hole 15. Hole 15 is a 278-foot par 3. We have quite a bit of headwind coming through right now, so I guess it'll kind of be a test of its stability, even though I'm going to put it on a bunch of hyzer. Ooh, a bit wide. Oh, that flipped over. I can't say flipped over, but definitely flipped up. You guys couldn't see any of the shot because of the tree. Here's hole 16. Hole 16 is a 245-foot par 3. Right out there, we have quite a bit of a tailwind, so hopefully we can get the Zone SS there. Just trying to throw a nice smooth shot at the mound. Up. Go left. All right, very tough putt. is left to right. And try to throw this smooth. Throwing and calling. Welcome to hole 18. Hole 18 is a 318-foot par 3. We have quite a bit of headwind. It is straight down the hill there. Low ceiling off the tee. Let's see what we can do with this. I think I used a power grip for the first time today, just now. I put it on about that much hyzer. The thing popped up into the headwind, rode over, was going to start hyzering back, but then clipped a branch and dropped. That was going to be a beaut. Alright, if I make the zone. Okay guys, so I didn't get a chance to shoot an outro when I was still at the course. Of course, I'm home now. Had to go run and get my daughter from school. But Zone SS. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a comparison between the Zone SS and the regular Zone. The differences that I see almost immediately is that the Zone SS is a little bit more rounded and may have just a slightly taller spot from where the flat spot is to above it. Overall, they're both very flat, and the Zone SS is definitely more shallow in the hand. Rim feel wise, definitely can feel it. My little brother Franklin pointed this out to me when he threw it the other day. I'll insert some clips of him throwing here as well. Is that when he threw it on his one finger forehand grip, he noticed that the rim isn't as like 90 degree in there. It actually has a little bit more of an angle to it, what he calls the end of a plus mold. So this kind of has almost a plus mold feel to it, mainly just if you're one fingering it. When I throw my forehand grip, which is two fingers like this, I really don't notice it at all, and then I definitely don't really notice it at all backhand. But overall, super fun disc. My woes today, of course, were in the putting green. And then just like the second half of the course, for some reason, I just played it like junk. But my woes were not throwing this thing. My woes were more on the putting green than anything else today. But this disc is a lot of fun. I will say this about it. The one thing that kept popping in my head is, wow, that's a little bit more understable than I anticipated. It's a little bit more understable than I anticipated. It reminds me a lot of my beat-in Jawbreaker Zone, but of course in premium plastic, which does make it nice. But with that being said, it did fly a little bit more understable than I anticipated a Zone SS to fly. I thought it would have a little bit more bite at the end of the flight. And I was also surprised with how much like high-speed turn I could get out of it. It's a very workable disc. It is, in my opinion, a great thrower. I was throwing lines with this thing that I throw with my Lunas. And probably could push this a little bit further than my Luna, just because it is, of course, a little bit faster. But overall, great disc. I shot okay with it today. Like I said, it really wasn't the Zone SS's fault. It was more my putting's fault on the day. So, you'll possibly see some more clips. Franklin throwing it. I did have my little brother Jesse throw it. I will let Franklin say what he thought of the disc, and then I'll check back in with you. Okay, so after throwing it, backhand and forehand, what do you think of the Zone SS?
Well, the Zone SS overall is a lot straighter than what I was originally thinking. I was thinking it would fly similarly to a DGA breaker, but it definitely is even straighter than that. So if you are looking for a beat-in zone, it's definitely a good pickup.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day. Make it good for somebody else. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know if there's anything you'd like to see. And to support us, there's a link in the description below. You guys have a great day. Peace.